the sack and has it stripped loose and taken away. Here comes a 3-on-1 Northeast. And the ball is knocked loose, and Smith has it though and lays it up, missed it. Tip back up, no good. Cleared by Singleton. Back the other way. Williamson to Brandon to Shack. Slam dunk. O'Neal flushed it. He has 6. 32-24. Northeast by 8. 4:53 left to play in the first half. And that kind of woke up the crowd a little bit. Here's a lob into the front, go wide open. Your side is Jacobs, and he hits another 3. Nobody is guarding him for some reason. And that is 5 threes in the ball game for Jacobs. Dale Brown not happy. 35-24, the biggest Northeast lead, 11. 4.5 minutes left in the half. Singleton. Near side to Brandon. Down to O'Neal. He goes up for the shot and hits. LSU's offense looks a little bit more in sync now. That's 8 in the ball game for Shaquille. 35-26, the Indians by 9. And the whole Northeast bench is standing across the way. 4:10 left to play. Steal by Williamson. Tries for the sack and lays it in. Maurice Williamson on the steal. 35-28 at the 4-minute mark left in the half. Northeast leads LSU. Johnson near side, guarded by Williamson. Behind the 3, gives it to Smith. Shoots over Shaquille. No good. Rebound Caesar. Garrett's into the front court on the dribble. Lobs to Brandon. He's got it at the baseline and threw it out of bounds. Again, another errant LSU pass and a Tiger turnover, their 10th. And here is Pugh coming in. And there is timeout in the ball game with 3:44 left to play in the first half with a score, Northeast 35, LSU 28. This is the LSU Sports Network.
Why Farm Bureau Insurance? Our agent helps us get great coverage.
And great value.
When you have a claim, Farm Bureau works hard to help you get things back to normal.
They can help you with a plan to make your retirement years great years. Helping you is what we do best. That's why people across America, from every walk of life, depend on Farm Bureau Insurance. When you're looking good, you want Bud Light beer. Its ultra-refreshing taste won't fill you up and never let you down. Well, you can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. Everything else is nothing. Just keep your Bud Light down. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
.44 left to play in the first half here at the Maravich Assembly Center. Northeast leads LSU by 7. 35-28. The Tigers have rolled off 4 straight points in the ball game, and at halftime in the preseason NIT, Pittsburgh is beating Kentucky in Rupp Arena 43-30. Again, we'll remind you that the Lady Tiger volleyball team tonight beat Auburn in 3 straight. And thus far in the ball game, LSU is shooting a very respectable 12 of 23 from the field. You wouldn't think so, but really the turnovers have been the difference in the ball game. Northeast is only 14 of 38 for 36%, but LSU has turned it over 12 times, and Northeast has scored 15 points off those turnovers. So that makes a big, big difference in the ball game. And Northeast has got the ball off an LSU turnover right now. The Tigers are pressing a little bit. And here is Johnson in the backcourt being pressed down the floor by Williamson. Gets it into the front court, far side on the dribble. Reverses at the top of the key, feeds it over. This is Stewart with the basketball. Back up top to a new man in the ball game, Todd Inlow, guarded by Williamson. Gets around Williamson, tries baseline, gives it to Stewart off the glass, too strong, put back up and in. Number 54, Smith, got his first basket of the night, and it is 37-28. Northeast by 9, and Pugh walks it up the floor to the front court to Caesar. Lob down to O'Neal, spins and shoots, doesn't get it, got it back and lost it, but the foul is called. Now they're trying to work the offense and get it down low to the big guy, and the foul is called on number 30, Stewart, his second. That's the 6th, I believe. No, it's the 7th. And so it is 1-1, and O'Neal will go to the free throw line. Shack has 8 points. And he's 0 for 1 at the free throw line. The Tigers are 4 of 8 as a team. First shot way too strong. It's a brick. It comes out hard to Jacobs. And O'Neal is 0 for 2 at the line at the 3-minute mark. And Northeast leads by 9. Here's Johnson. Bounces it near side to Enlow. Guarded by Pugh. Into the court of the baseline. Up underneath. A shot off the glass. No good. Pulled down by O'Neal. Jacobs missed it and is thrown away again. O'Neal has thrown it away again. And that is 13. Is that right? 13 first half turnovers for LSU. And that is not good. Into the front court, Keith Johnson, picked up by Williamson at the top of the key. Near side pass to Enlow, guarded by Pugh. Dribbles a couple of times, feeds it down low. This is Smith with the basketball, guarded by O'Neal to Enlow. Far side to Johnson. Johnson dribbles around Caesar at the baseline, down to Stewart. Stolen away to O'Neal. O'Neal feeds it into the front court to Pugh. Pugh throws it away. Right into the hands of Stewart. 14 Tiger turnovers. The crowd's getting a little upset about that sort of thing. And Northeast walks it back into the front court. Here's Johnson at the top of the key. Bounce pass near side to Enlow, guarded by Pugh. Spins around him at the baseline. Down low, here's a pass knocked away, and the Tigers have got it on a turnover to Williamson. To Pugh. Into the front court. That's the 6th turnover for Northeast. Pugh near side to Singleton. Singleton back up top to Pugh, and TJ says, come on, let's run the offense for a change. There's the lob to O'Neal, and he slams it home. Shaq got loose, got the lob, and flushed it. He has 10. It's 37-30 Northeast. Minute 35 to play in the half. The Indians have led almost the entire first half by as much as 11. Here is Johnson. Bounce pass far side. This is Stewart. Dribbling on Caesar. Northeast trying to use up clock. Enlow working on Caesar now. Feeds it near side to Johnson. At the top of the key, this is Smith, guarded by O'Neal. Dribbles back behind the three-point line. 19 seconds to shoot. Over to Enlow. Back up top to Johnson. 1:09 left in the half. Northeast being very careful. And driving right around is Johnson. A pass down low to Jacobs, who throws in the hook, and Jacobs has worn LSU out in the first half. 39-30 is the score. Jacobs with 19 first half points. Here is Williamson, far side for the Tigers, looking down low. Lobs to O'Neal at the baseline. Shaq spins and shoots and shouldn't have. It's no good. Rebound is pulled down by Jacob. Not a good shot by O'Neal. Dale Brown looks very disgusted, and probably has reason to be by the way the Tigers have played here in the first half. Into the front court, Johnson. Across the way to Stewart. Northeast will go for one shot here. They lead by 9, 39-30. Enlow guarded by Pugh. Dribbling the basketball. Holds it up now. Feeds it down at long range to Anthony Smith. Guarded there by O'Neal. Back up top to Johnson. Picked up by Pugh. Johnson back at long range. Dribbles around. Pugh to the baseline. Puts up a shot. Rejected by O'Neal. An outstanding block out of bounds. 7 seconds left on the clock, and Northeast will bring it back in. Now Brandon is in, and Williamson is out with 7 seconds to play in the half. And Ryan Stewart will work it in for Northeast. And give credit to this Northeast ball club. Boy, they have played real steady basketball. Bounce pass into Enlow. 5 seconds left. Over to Smith with a shot that is in. Smith with the easy jump shot, and that is the end of the first half of play. And the score is Northeast 41 and LSU 30, and the crowd does not like what they saw, as you can tell by the response as the Tigers walk off the court. Well, LSU will have to regroup and come back out for the second half of play. We'll be back after this on the LSU Sports Network.
Today I'm going to compare one refreshing thirst quencher, 10K, with another, water. Okay, water. It tastes pretty good, but let's face it, fish live in it. 10K, 100% fish-free. Water comes from oceans, lakes, and rivers. And think about what's in oceans, lakes, and rivers. Trash barges from New York. Jimmy Hoffa, the Love Boat. Who needs it? 10K comes from 100% Love Boat-free factory. Now think about this. Water is H2O. 10K is 10K. And wouldn't you rather spend your time with a 10 than a 2? Plus, 10K helps replenish your body's electrolytes. Water, not a chance. So go out and pick up some 10K. All right, you can't wash your hair or your car or do your laundry in it, but we think you'll be able to deal with that somehow. 10K. All you got to be is thirsty.
Hey, Pierre, you said we'd find buried treasure in the bayou. All we find's a couple of rocks, about 1 million skeeters, and those funny-looking eggs some old turtle must have buried.
Oh, shut up, would you? The treasure's got to be down here somewhere.
Now there are two ways to look for buried treasure. One is to go to the bayou and dig for it. The other is to play the Louisiana Lottery's new instant scratch game, Bayou Gold. Just match $3 amounts and you win that amount. You could even win $20,000 instantly.
Pierre, them eggs we found. Don't alligators bury their eggs?
Man, now, why would they want to go and do that? Oh, Jacques, toss me that rope. There ain't no gold down here.
The odds of finding gold in the bayou? Well, that's anybody's guess. The odds of finding a winning Bayou Gold game ticket? About 1 in 5. And while there's no telling what it could cost you to look for gold in the bayou, all it costs to play Bayou Gold is $1.
The four-shot sequence must occur in the following order. Play free throw top of the key or 3 points.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's halftime report. Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by the fine folks at 10K. 10K, all you gotta be is thirsty. Kevin Ford and Collis Simple back before a stunned crowd of around 13,000 at the Maravich Assembly Center. Northeast Louisiana is leading the Tigers at halftime by the score of 41-30. That's right. They took an 11-point lead with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. They led it then 35-24 and kept that lead for the remainder of the half as they take the 41-30 halftime lead. LSU's biggest lead in this game came very early. They led 10-6, but after that it's been all Northeast. And Collis Temple, one thing we've seen about this Northeast Louisiana team in the first half is, one, they're good athletes, and two, they're a very well-coached team.
They're an extremely well-coached team, and the thing that they do best is they're patient. They milk the clock down, and they concentrate all the time on getting a good shot. If you notice, they make at least 12 to 15 passes before they take a shot. When they take a shot, they take a high percentage shot. And, of course, they're excellent outside shooters because they can quite a few three-point plays.
The story of the game has to be for them so far is 6'4", 216-pound senior Chad Jacobs. He has 19 points and 5 3-pointers in this first half of play. And he's a guy from close to home. He's from Gonzales, Louisiana, and he played at East Ascension High School. But Jacobs has had a great game, 19 points in the first half. The Tigers have to do something to stop him.
I'm sure this young man is extremely inspired based on the fact that he only grew up about 7 or 8 miles from here and probably wants to show the hometown folk that LSU maybe should have given him some more consideration in terms of coming here and playing.
It looks like LSU was a little rusty in the first 10 minutes of the game, kind of unsure of themselves, but when they seemed to settle down, that's when Northeast offense picked up and really played well.
Well, LSU actually got into sync, I think, with about 12 minutes to go, but the Northeast press just shook LSU up during the whole first half. LSU really, I think, underestimated and didn't plan to have to come out and play so tough. And of course, they were caught off guard, caught by surprise, and Northeast is hitting the shots. The real key is LSU's has only been able to take 26 shots to Northeast 43 shots. So you have a double in terms of shot production by Northeast compared to LSU.
Yeah, usually when you look at the stats, LSU's 13 of 26, shooting 50%. Northeast is 17 of 43 for 39%. The shooting percentages, LSU's not shooting the ball that bad. They're just not getting the shots.
They're not getting the shots. And the reason they aren't getting the shots is because Northeast is pounding the offensive boards. Northeast actually has gotten 14 offensive rebounds, and LSU's only gotten 5 offensive rebounds, and the Northeast has gotten 11 defensive rebounds compared to 15 to LSU. So Northeast is literally trouncing LSU on the boards, and that's something that's very unusual at this point because they're such a small team, but they hustle hard.
Well, LSU trailing at halftime, 41-30. Northeast Louisiana leads, and we'll be back with more of the halftime report after this timeout on the LSU Sports Network.
Pat Swilling and his wife Robin for Sports Avenue and Merle Harmon's Fanfare.
My husband works hard every day, and he works especially hard on Sunday. But Pat always dresses professionally so he can make a good impression.
But you know, I like to go to Sports Avenue and Merrill Hummus Fan Fair. I can dress like a pro with sweats, hats, jerseys, and T-shirts featuring all my favorite pro and college teams. They even have hooded jackets from Starter Sportswear. In fact, they have the complete line of Starter Sportswear at Sports Avenue and Merrill Hummus Fan Fair. So for sports apparel and gifts, go pro. Go to Sports Avenue and Merrill Hummus Fan Fair.
No matter what sport is your favorite, and no matter what college or pro team you root for, choose what the pros use at Sports Avenue and Merle Harmon's Fan Fair. With 6 locations, there's one near you.
I really like this hooded jacket from Starter Sportswear.
It does look good. Now put your hood on, sweetie. I don't want you to catch cold.
Even with all of the changes in the insurance industry in Louisiana, one company has stayed strong, Broussard, Bush & Hurst Insurance. The professionals at Broussard, Bush & Hurst have innovative alternatives to help you with both commercial and industrial insurance. And since Broussard, Bush & Hurst is an independent agency representing several companies, including the CNA insurance companies, they can compare different policies and prices to get you the best, most cost-effective coverage for your business. With offices all over Louisiana, Broussard, Bush & Hurst has an office near you. Call today.
When a beer starts out mountains above, it probably is the right beer now. It's the right beer. The Rockies brew, fresh and clean, and you know it's true. Coors Light, it's the right beer now. Coors Light, it's the right beer now. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We're at the midway point at the LSU season opener here in the Maravich Assembly Center, and Northeast Louisiana is shocking the 6th-ranked LSU Tigers at halftime. The score, 41-30. We have a couple more basketball scores to report to you. First of all, from the second-round action of the Big Apple NIT, Pittsburgh is surprising Kentucky 43-30 at halftime. And in other action, Mississippi State and University of Tennessee at Chattanooga are tied at 41 apiece at the half. And congratulations to Scott Lester's LSU volleyball Tigers, who defeated the Auburn Tigers this afternoon here in the Maravich Assembly Center, 3-0. LSU will now play Florida here in the Assembly Center this coming Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m., and that match will be for the Southeastern Conference Championship. The only team to beat LSU this year was Florida, and they won that game in Gainesville back in the early months of October. LSU, an outstanding week, really. They went to Texas this week. Texas was ranked number 13, and they beat them in 5 matches, and today the 3-0 win over Auburn. So if you can make your plans to attend, 2 o'clock this coming Sunday afternoon here in the Maravich Assembly Center, LSU and Florida in volleyball action. And as Dale Brown's team is opening up the season tonight, it's also the season opener for Sue Gunner and the LSU Lady Tigers, who are the defending SEC tournament champs. They are in Hammond, Louisiana tonight, playing the Southeastern Louisiana University Lions. We do not have a score on that game yet, but we're hoping to get a score to that one pretty soon. And Carlos, to continue our discussion, what do you think LSU has to do in the second half to come back from this 11-point deficit?
LSU has to do 3 things. Number 1, they have to put pressure on the outside shot. When you have Vernell Singleton, Shaquille O'Neal, and a guy like Caesar inside who can pound the boards, LSU needs to pressure these guys, force them down into the hole rather than giving them the easy 3-point shots, because they're too good at shooting outside teams. So you need to pressure them outside and force them down inside. That's one thing. The next thing is Maurice Williamson, I think, is going to be the key, because he's a prolific scorer, and he can create and generate some offensive things. He needs to drive to the basket, either dish it off or shoot the layup. Because we can't get on track with the outside jump shots, it doesn't seem. So I think Maurice will be a key to drive to the basket. Also, we need to handle the press. We need to do 100% improvement in terms of handling the press. Northeast has forced a lot of turnovers and has not letting us get, they haven't allowed us to get into good offensive position to score.
Well, we do have a score in the LSU Lady Tiger game with 18 minutes left to go in that ball game. LSU leads Southeastern by the score of 46-37. Best of luck to Sue Gunner's squad. Here at the Maravich Assembly Center, Northeast Louisiana leads Dale Brown Tigers by the score of 41-30. Back with more of the halftime report after this time out on the LSU Sports Network.
And at 7:59, WWL New Orleans. Pelican State Mutual Insurance Company and its affiliate Magnolia Fire and Casualty Insurance Company are now known as the Pell State Group. The name is changed, but the basic philosophy is the same. The Pell State Group still believes in the viability of the Gulf South. Its investments are made in our community with a commitment to the needs of the Gulf South's businesses and its people. The insurance company you select can make a difference, and the difference is the Pell State Group. For commercial or personal insurance coverage through your independent agent in Louisiana and Mississippi.
It's a fact of life. More companies are using Apple Macintosh computers, not just for specialized departments, but for their day-to-day activities. Computer Bay can guide you, whether you want classroom training or prefer a one-on-one approach. Computer Bay is the only authorized Apple Computer Training Center in Louisiana, offering classes in a wide range of new and exciting Apple Macintosh-compatible programs. Their qualified staff is well-versed and offers a variety of custom training packages to meet your special requirements. For more information, call 443-4100. Computer Bay, your authorized Apple dealer. 443-4100.
How come heat pumps are so darn popular in Louisiana these days? That's the question everybody is asking. Larry Matson here. The answer is heat pumps produce 2 to 3 times more energy than they consume because they collect heat that already exists and put it to work for you. Sound too good to be true? Ask any expert, any engineer, any contractor, or LP&L for the facts. Heat pumps are simply smart technology. Maybe it's time you took a closer look at the facts. Then you, like so many others, may decide to move up to the heat pump.
For decades, professional money managers have recommended investments in precious metals. And the safest and most convenient way to own precious metals is through coins. Blanchard, America's rare coin and precious metals firm, is located right here in Louisiana. To find out how gold, silver, and platinum can diversify your investment portfolio, call Blanchard, the author of The Consumer's Guide to Coin Investment, at 800-726-GOLD. That's 800-726-GOLD.
The Indians of Northeast Louisiana lead LSU by the score of 41-30 at halftime. Let's take a quick look at the halftime scoring in this game. First of all, for Northeast Louisiana, it's Davis with 6 points. Johnson has 2, Bird with 2, Stewart with 8. Chad Jacobs, the Gonzales, Louisiana native, has 19 points. And he has 5 3-pointers in the first half of play, and Smith has 4. For the LSU Tigers, Justin Anderson has 2 points. Maurice Williamson off the bench for the Tigers has 4. Burnell Singleton has 6 points. Clarence Caesar with 2. Jamie Brandon has 6, and Shaquille O'Neal leads LSU in scoring. He has 10 first-half points. TJ Pugh has not scored in this ball game, and Garrett Hammock has played and not scored. He has missed 2 foul shots. Quick look at the stats. LSU is 13 of 26 from the floor for 50%, while Northeastern is 17 of 43 for 39.5%. The Tigers are 0 of 3 from three-point land, but Northeast is burning it up from out there. They are 7 of 11 for 64%. LSU has hit only 4 of 9 foul shots for 44%, while Northeast is 0 for 4 from the foul line. LSU has also been out-rebounded in this game, 25-20. Northeastern is out-rebounding the Tigers. LSU with 14 first-half turnovers to Northeast Louisiana's 6, and Northeast has really capitalized off of those turnovers. They have scored 17 points off of the 14 LSU turnovers. And tonight's halftime report has been brought to you by 10K. With 10K, all you gotta be is thirsty. The second half should be exciting, and Jim Hawthorne will be back courtside in just a moment to bring you all of that action after this timeout on the LSU Sports Network.
Texaco Technology reports. A problem with too much detergent in gasoline. It can increase a car's need for higher octane. Texaco System 3 scientists solved that problem with a patented octane control technology to help control octane appetite while it cleans effectively in every single octane grade. Texaco System 3 gasoline. It's that good.
In the Bayou State, State Farm is there with 3 discounts for Louisiana homeowners. If your house is just a few years old, you get a new home discount. Install a smoke alarm, a fire extinguisher, and deadbolt lock, you get a home alert discount. When you're with State Farm 3 years, you get an automatic discount. A State Farm agent is there to help you save on your homeowner's insurance.
Just about set to start the second half of play, and it's a little further reminder that today's game is brought to you in part by State Farm and the almost 400 State Farm agents throughout Louisiana who support Fighting Tiger basketball. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Well, Northeast Louisiana surprising LSU, and the crowd here in the Maravich Assembly Center 41-30 at the half. And down in Hammond, Sioux Gunners Lady Tigers are leading 46-37 with about 10 minutes left to play in the ball game. And Northeast gets it. We'll go to our left to start the game. Maurice Williamson picks up Johnson at midcourt. Tigers man-to-man. Johnson takes it to the baseline, now brings it back out at long range to Davis. Around the perimeter near side to Stewart. Back across the way, Johnson to Davis behind the three-point line. Bounces it up high to Bird, stolen by Williamson. Pass break down the floor. Maurice drives it himself, puts it up and in. Nice move by Maurice Williamson. He has 6. 41-32. Northeast by 9. The Tigers get the first 2 points of the second half. Johnson walks it into the front court. Williamson again picks him up. Bounce pass far side to Davis. In front of the Indian bench, guarded by Pugh. Back up top, Stewart. Feeds it near side, wide open as Johnson for 3. No good. Rebound, O'Neal. Shot down the floor to Williamson. He gives it to Caesar, who lays it up and in. Tigers 4 straight to start the second half. And it is 41-34, and the crowd has come back alive here in the Maravich Assembly Center. Sparked by the play of Maurice Williamson. Into the front court, Johnson. Top of the key, bounce pass near side, Stewart. Picked up by Caesar. Goes right around him and shoots the jump shot and hits. Caesar just did not stop him at all. Stewart with 10 in the ball game. 43-34, Northeast by 9. Pugh, near side passes to Williamson. Williamson waves it around, feeds it inside the paint to Singleton, drives and shoots off the glass, won't go. Rebound O'Neal, dribbles one time and is fouled as reaching in to try to steal it away, I believe, is Johnson. And the foul is called on Johnson. That's his second. First team foul of the second half. LSU will bring it in up underneath their own basket. 43-34, Northeast by 9. Led by 11 at the half. Inbounds to Caesar. Jumper from the far corner. Off of the iron. Won't go. And it's pulled down by Johnson. Into the front court. Dogged down by Mo Williamson. Dribbles to the near side. Bounces it to Stewart, who comes out to get it. Picked up by Caesar. At the top of the key. Knocked loose by Caesar, but he chases it back down. Still working one-on-one on Caesar. Back at long range to Johnson with Maurice standing there looking at him. Tigers are playing man-to-man. Near side to Stewart. Working on Singleton. Shot clock down to 20. Here is Bird. Back out to Davis. Shoots the long shot. It is in and out, no good. Rebounded by Singleton. Burnell down the floor to Pugh on the fast break. Lobs it over to Caesar. He'll try a 3. Got it. First Tiger 3 of the night. Caesar buries it. And he has 7 in the ball game. The Tigers are within 6 now. 43-37. And they have cut the lead in half. Here is Johnson dribbling around. LSU's Williamson, and it's kicked out of bounds. And Northeast will bring it in. Williamson knocked it loose, but one of the Tigers kicked it out of bounds, and the Indians will have it underneath their own basket. Davis will try to work it in. 17:37 left in the ball game. Slammed the ball by Davis. It bounces to Stewart. Bounces it back at long range to Johnson. Guarded by Williamson. Rear side pass is to Davis. He feeds it down low to Jacob. Back to Johnson across the way. Stewart around Caesar. Baseline to Bird. Shoots blocked by O'Neal. Taken by Caesar. Out to Williamson. Into the front court. Far side to Caesar. Tries another 3. Doesn't get it off the iron. Comes out strong. Got his own rebound, though. Feeds O'Neal. He spins. Can't shoot. Does force it up, and it won't go. Shouldn't have done it again. Not a good shot by O'Neal. He tried to force it up with 3 guys around him, and there was really no shot there. And Harold Boudreaux is going to come into the ball game. 37-43. Northeast by 6. Johnson holds up on the dribble. Up top, Jacob around Singleton. Shoots the shot off the glass. Too strong. Put back no good. Rebound O'Neal on the floor. Picked up by Johnson. Drives for the easy layup. Why Northeast has just out-hustled LSU on several occasions. Back the other way. Caesar spins for the sack. Puts it up. No good. Tip up. Good. Tip in by Vernell Singleton. He has 8, and the pace has really quickened here in the second half. 45-39. Northeast by 6, and Vernell is hobbling. And time is called, and Singleton is going to come out. I think Boudreaux is going in for him anyhow. And Vernell is limping on his left leg, and Harold Boudreaux has replaced him. Northeast led by 11 at the half, 41-30. The lead is 6 now, 45-39. Here is Stewart and bounds in midcourt. Flips it into Johnson. Johnson walks it into the front court, picked up by Williamson in long range. Dribbles around Moe, all the way to the baseline, puts up a shot rejected by O'Neal, taken by Williamson, down to Caesar. He's open and he slams it home. Flying by Caesar. And it is 45-41. The Northeast lead is 4. I believe that is 5 blocks in the ball game. 6 for O'Neal, for our team thus far. Here's Johnson dribbling on Williamson. Back up top to Davis. Picked up by Pugh at the top of the key. Back over to Johnson. 15:55 to play in the game. Johnson fronted by Williamson. Stolen to Pugh. Pugh drives for the fast break. Lays it in. And the Tigers have taken charge now and are within 2. And I believe Northeast is going to call timeout. No, Mike Vining says no. Don't call timeout. Into the front court, Johnson again picked up by Williamson. Dribbles to the far side and picked up by Pugh. Goes baseline, now holds up the dribble. Back out to Davis. Davis across the top of the key, guarded by Williamson. Still on the dribble. Comes to the near side, gets a pick, pulls up and shoots the 3 and hits it. That'll kill you, boy. That will kill you. Nobody helped Williamson at all, and the shot went in. And the three-pointer is good, and the foul is on Boudreaux, and Johnson has a chance for a 4-point play. So he did get some help, but it came too late. And Boudreaux is out, and Singleton is back in. Now the Tigers had gotten within 2, but a big play there by Johnson, who that is Davis. And he's at the line for a possible 4-point play. And the free throw is no good. O'Neal skied up to get it. Gives it to Williamson. And Maurice says slow it down. 48-43. Northeast hands it to Pugh, who will work the point. Williamson is at the 2 guard right now. Brandon is on the bench. Pugh at the point, near side to Singleton. Takes it down low, drives for the sack himself, puts it up and in. Nice move by Singleton. Burnell with 10, and it's 48-45. Northeast by 3. 14:53 to go. Johnson picked up by Williamson. Near side dribble, feeds it away to Stewart. He's double-teamed. Drives to the baseline, drives into O'Neal. Reverse layup is good. Outstanding move by Stewart. And Stewart has 12 in the ball game. 50-45, Northeast by 5. 14:30 left in the game. Pugh, far side to Caesar. Caesar drives the baseline, will shoot the left-hand jumper, doesn't get it, but is fouled. And Clarence Caesar seems to be getting his game legs under him now.
43, Scott Bird.
Foul is on Bird. That's his second, and Clarence Caesar will shoot 2. He is 2 for 2 at the free throw line. And he has 9 points in the ball game, including the only LSU 3-point basket.
Number 22,
Todd Inlow has checked into the ball game for Northeast. And I believe Johnson is out. Shot by Caesar, hits the front rim and does not go in. Tigers are 4 for 10 at the free throw line tonight. And they trail by 5. And he missed that one off the rim. Rebound, Williamson, and he has it stripped loose, and a great defensive play by Stewart, who comes out running. Pulls up and shoots a 3 and doesn't get it. Rebound, O'Neal, who clears again. And he starts it down the floor over to Pugh. TJ into the front court. Feeds it to Singleton. Open, slams it home. Great pass from Pugh. Byrne got the basket. It's a 3-point ball game. Tigers with 40 of their 47 points in the paint. And it's a 3-point lead for Northeast. Johnson around Williamson. Over to Inlow, guarded by Pugh. Dribbles top of the key. Near side to Bird, who will shoot over Shaquille, and he hits again. Shaquille is not coming away from the basket, and they've got a shooter out there in Bird. And he knocked it down. 52-47. Northeast by 5. Now Pugh, standing at midcourt, says, let's run the offense. Dribbles to the near side, and he throws it across the way to the corner to Caesar. Wide open for 3. Yes! Caesar can bury that thing all night, and he has 2 in the ball game. And it is a 2-point ball game. And the Tigers have knocked 9 points off of the Northeast lead, 52-50. Johnson walks it into the front court. Williamson picks him up near side to Inlow, guarded by Pugh. Dribbles towards the top of the key, bounces it across the way. Johnson fakes the 3. Inlow feeds it near side to Jacob. He can't shoot. Now back to Inlow, and the Tigers are getting after it on defense now, and the crowd loves it. Stewart in the near corner. Back to Inlow. Across the way, Johnson, 17 seconds to shoot. shoot in front of the Indian bench. Guarded by Williamson into the far corner. This is Stewart. Guarded by Pugh. Back to Johnson. Dribbles around Williamson. Shoots the jump shot and hits with 7 seconds left. Well, you can't do it much better than that for Northeast. They passed it around, worked it down, got the jump shot, and it went in. 54-50. Here's a pass far side to Caesar. Holds it up high. Inside to O'Neal. O'Neal spins for the sack, lays it up, didn't get it. And let's see. Foul is called on Bird, I believe. And that would be his third. And it is. Foul is on Bird, his third, and O'Neal will shoot 2. And here is Anderson and Brandon in the ballgame. Maurice Williamson, who has had an outstanding second half, and Clarence Caesar, who have been the 2 catalysts in the second half and getting the Tigers back within 4, are going to take a little breather. Shack is 0 for 2. He has 10 points in the ball game. It's not scored in the second half. Davis is back in for Northeast, and Ryan Stewart goes out. 12:24 to go in the game. Northeast 54, LSU 50. O'Neal's free throw is in. And it is a 3-point game. The second shot by the big guy is up, and it is too strong and comes out to Enlow, who pulls it down for Northeast. 54-51. Into the front court, this is Johnson working on Brandon, top of the key. Near side passes to Davis, guarded by Anderson. Drives around him, can't shoot, feeds it out to Smith. Back to Davis at the top of the key. LSU working man-to-man. Anderson cuts him off, feeds it out to Smith. And long range, top of the key now to Johnson, guarded by Pugh. Starts for the basket. It's blocked by O'Neal. He took it in, and O'Neal forcefully knocked it out of bounds, and somebody's on their back. I think that's Singleton. O'Neal got knocked down hard as O'Neal took it in there, and there's time out of the ball game. With 11:56 to play, the score is Northeast 54, LSU 51. This is the LSU Sports Network.
Whether you experience pain from arthritis or from an acute injury, Bayou Orthopedic Center is here for you. Dr. Del Walker and the staff of Bayou Orthopedics have been providing the people of the Bayou area with modern surgical and non-surgical orthopedic care for more than 10 years. So when you need special care for that sports injury, broken bone, arthritic joint, back or neck problem, call Bayou Orthopedic Center, 869 Verrett Street, Houma. Phone 868-7566. A proud sponsor of the LSU Tigers.
Today's 4- and 6-cylinder cars are really tough on motor oil. Engines not only rev higher and work harder, but they also run hotter. That's why you should ask for Castrol GTX oil. It's engineered for smaller cars. And Castrol motor oil in every grade provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. So, when you have your oil changed, make sure you get Castrol GTX motor oil. Castrol motor oil is available at Glass Motors or Toyota of Hattiesburg.
Stay with us this evening. An Assembly Center salute.
11 minutes and 56 seconds left to play in the ball game. It's been exciting, and it's been close most of the way. And right now, Northeast leads LSU by 3, 54-51. The Indians led the Tigers by 11 at the half, 41-30. And you can see this LSU basketball team trying to find itself. Coach Dale Brown trying to get some combinations out there that will work. And right now it is Brandon, O'Neal, Anderson, Singleton, and Pugh. Tigers are shooting 56% from the floor. Northeast only 39. But there have been 15 LSU turnovers, only 8 for the Indians, and Northeast will bring it into our left underneath their own basket. Slap of the ball by Davis. And he is still looking, and he inbounds finally out at long range to Smith. He hands it to Johnson, picked up by Brandon. LSU stays man-to-man. Johnson in front of the Northeast bench, far side, drives around Brandon to the baseline, shoots over O'Neal, but the foul is called on Brandon. His third. And that is LSU's second in the second half. I think this foul was before the shot, or was it?
Second Tiger team foul.
Oh, you're going to let him shoot, too. And so Johnson will toe the mark. He has 9 points in the ball game, including a three-pointer. Northeast is 2 for 5 at the free throw line. It's not been a good free throw shooting night for either team thus far. And his shot is in. He rattles it down. 55-51. Northeast by 4. 11:46 to go. And a long look. The second free throw rattles out. Singleton pulls it down for LSU to Pugh. Into the front court near side of Brandon. Tries for the sack, puts up the shot, doesn't get it. Shack has it knocked loose and out of bounds. A nice job by Northeast as Shack had it, was about to go up and flush the thing, and it was knocked out of his hands, and there is timeout in the ball game. With 11:37 to play, the score is Northeast 55, LSU 51. This is the LSU Sports Network.
In the Bayou State, State Farm is there with a free service for Louisiana families. Whether you're insured with State Farm or not, call a State Farm agent. Ask about a free family insurance checkup for your car, home, life, and health insurance. Find out where you stand. The advice is free, and the decisions are yours.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A John Deere dealer called me the other day, and he says...
Your tractor's arrived.
I say, my tractor has arrived.
Know your tractor, the new John Deere 60 Series. It's got everything you asked for, like wider steps, better visibility, bracket pinion axle.
I did ask for that one.
Special monitor mounts.
Okay, I said. This new John Deere does have everything I asked for. So that's why it's my tractor.
Nope, that's why the new John Deere 60 Series is your tractor.
Brought to you by your participating Louisiana John Deere dealer.
11:37 left to play in this one, and Northeast leads by 4 over LSU. Let's give you some other scores in the preseason NIT tonight. In the second half, Pittsburgh is popping Kentucky pretty good. They lead them 61-42. Georgia Tech over Colorado State 80-65. The last time we heard, the LSU women were leading the Lady Lions of Southeast. That game is close to being over by now, and hopefully we'll have a final score for you soon. Tigers will bring it in underneath their own basket. Williamson, Pugh, Caesar, O'Neal, Singleton in the ball game right now. And it is Williamson who slaps the ball inbounds far side to Caesar. Looks down low, goes up top to Singleton. Burnell hands it away to Williamson, who comes to get it. Northeast is man-to-man. Near side pass to Pugh. Behind the three-point line, Pugh up top to Caesar. Caesar at the free throw line, back to Pugh. Trying to get it to Shack, can't get it in there. Up top to Williamson. Tries the three in the air, in the hole. Williamson nails the three. The Tigers are within one, 55-54, and with 11:10 to play in the game. Johnson near side, guarded by Williamson. Goes baseline, fall-away jumper, swish. Johnson, good move that time. He's got 12, and it's 57-54. Northeast by 3. Coming up on 10:55 to go. Pugh walking it into the front court. At the top of the key, near side to Caesar. Caesar drives for the sack, spins, puts up the shot off the glass. No good rebound. O'Neal puts it back in. Shack with his first bucket of the second half. And it is 57-56. O'Neal with 13. Tigers have knocked 10 points off the Northeast halftime lead. Johnson, far side to Davis, guarded by Pugh. Davis, near side pass. Stewart, long three up, swish. Don't know where Caesar was, but Stewart knocked down the three, and Northeast is lining it up from long range against the LSU defense. And it is 60-56. Here is Pugh, near side on the dribble, guarded by Davis. Down low to O'Neal, one dribble, fakes, spins, shoots off the glass. Yes, it's good. O'Neal with 4 straight now. And it is 60-58, Northeast by a bucket. Here is Davis working on Pugh in the front court on the dribble. 9:57 to play in the game. Across the top of the key, angles far side. Still dribbling the ball, working on Pugh. Stops and shoots the jump shot and gets it. And Northeast is just going one-on-one against the LSU guards, and they're knocking them down. 62-58. Northeast by 4. 9:39 to play in the game. Here's Pugh. Near side passes to Williamson. Williamson looks around, still looking. Now he'll dribble the ball very slowly. Gets a pick, shoots the jump shot, top of the key, hits. Williamson with a deuce. And Maurice now with 11 in the ball game. 62-60, Northeast by a bucket. Tigers getting ever so close. Here's Johnson. Spins around Williamson, and he is fouled. I tell you what, Mike Vining has sent his guards one-on-one against the LSU guards. That is the first foul on Williamson and the third Tiger team foul. And at this point, their one-on-one guard play is paying off. Brandon and Marshall is checking in now for Williamson and Pugh. And let's see if that will stop anything. Now Williamson says, wait a minute. Now he's going to stay in, and Caesar goes out. The Tigers have 3 guards in there now. And Marshall and Williamson and Brandon to try to match up with the Northeast speed. And here's the inbounds to Smith at the top of the key. Smith dribbling the ball, needs some help, feeds it away to Johnson. Johnson picked up closely by Marshall at midcourt almost. Coming up on the 9-minute mark. Near side, spinning on Marshall, holds it up at long range, kicks it back out to Davis. Davis guarded by Williamson. At the top of the key, he feeds it near side, wide open to Smith, but he doesn't shoot the 3. Picked up way out there by Shaq, who's come way out to get him now. Here's a pass to Jacob, hands it back to Johnson, 16 to shoot. Johnson doesn't shoot over Marshall, can't. Now he forces it down low. A hook shot blocked by O'Neal. Great rejection by O'Neal. That is the 8th block for LSU, and Shaq has got most of them. That was a hook shot by Smith, and Shaq knocked it into the first row of seats. 8:36 to go, Northeast by a deuce. There's a bounce pass into Stewart, around Brandon, and he is fouled. Now it is on Williamson. Nope, now they change it. And the foul is on who? Williamson. That is his second. LSU's 4th, no shot involved. The Northeast will bring it in down low. And it is the quickness of the Northeast guards causing the problem right now, matching up against the LSU guards. There's the inbounds near side of Jacob. Can't shoot it over Singleton. And here is Johnson almost losing the ball, and Marshall commits his first foul. That is his first. But the Tigers Smith. And it is right now developing into strictly an outside game as far as Northeast is concerned. Tigers with 3 guards in there right now to try to match up a little better. Stewart inbounds at long range over there to Smith. Smith hands the ball away to Davis, guarded by Williamson. Up top to Stewart with Marshall on him. And he's still dribbling the ball into the corner. Long jumper by Davis. Swish. 3-pointer. LSU guards just cannot contend with them right now. And it is 65-60. Northeast back up by 5 at the 8-minute mark. Marshall around Johnson at the free throw line for the jump shot. He doesn't get it. And the rebound is pulled down by Northeast. Down to Stewart. And it is out of bounds, and LSU will get it. Stewart stepped out of bounds under the Indian basket. Now T.J. Pugh will come back into the ball game, and Paul Marshall will go out. And there's time out of the ball game. 7:56 to play. The score is Northeast 65, LSU 60. This is the LSU Sports Network.
Shine a light on you, shine a light on me. Keep your Bud Light shining for everyone to see.
When you're looking good, you want Bud Light beer. Its ultra-refreshing taste won't fill you up and never let you down.
You can reach it, you can feel it. You know you got it right. Keep your Bud Light shining.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your Louisiana Toyota dealers invite you to come see the all-new 1992 Toyota Camry. Camry has sleek new aerodynamic styling, more powerful standard and optional engine.